drama queen.
I'm not a drama queen. I'm barely dramatic. Barely. Hashtag low drama lifestyle.
Hashtag low drama lifestyle. Now hold on, I have to go in the other room and weep.
Have you recovered from your surprise party yet, Charles?
Yeah, and she confronted me about, like, did Steve tell you? I know Steve told you. So.
Did you keep up the lie? Or did you
No, I told her I gave in.
Oh.
I don't mind.
I'm sorry.
Let her talk to me about how I told Charles something that will stop him from being completely and entirely uncomfortable in a situation around his roommates and possibly stop his life.
Was she disappointed?
I explained to her that I do not like surprises, and they both enjoy frightening me. So I would think they would remember that. And obviously, I was very pleased, and it was a very lovely time. I would think she would take pride in the fact that she did a good job.
Yeah. And I think part of that being successful is, like, being just enough aware that, like, it's gonna be a surprise party, but at the same time, like, you had the ample amount of no surprise.
Yes.
I think it's a fair balance.
I would agree. That's why we're doing that for you. Write down how you want your party to go so we can spring it on you when you least expect it.
Then I'll still find reasons to be disappointed, and then it'll be disappointing for everyone. And then, oh wait, I'm sorry, low drama lifestyle. I will enjoy it greatly, and I will only be happy, and no one will know my pain. Wait, I mean, I will not have any pain.
Oh my lord.
Right, well, this is not starting the
no
campaign.
drama lifestyle. Yes. I can see for your birthday, lots of crystals. Yeah.
Sage it up.
You missed it because after you guys left, I kept referencing sage poisoning. Like it
Did they catch on?
If they didn't, I would be impressed.
All right. Well, does anybody remember where we left off last week?
I can share a couple of things that happened.
Okay.
I went with Meg to help the temple help those who are poor in the community. And I believe we were distributing food, but there was a low supply, but we were making it work, and we had to help unload things. And then I also helped Zug with some of the paperwork that we had to do to, like, finish the incorporation process for Ebbed.
Mm-hmm.
I went to go do a training session with Burian and ended up having follow Pax and Zug, and they realized, and they ended up also meeting Burian and his group.
Did you just volunteer information without being prodded for it? That's good job.
See, what I remember is Gelfine and Burry meeting and having international coffees together. Are those still a thing, those awful international instant coffees?
No idea.
I think so. Like in hotels, probably.
They sat down, got a little cream.
Yeah. Before Starbucks, Michelle, people would buy coffee that was in a box, or was it a box or a tin? I can't remember.
I think it was a tin, but it might have come in both.
Yeah, and they were like the instant coffee, and it was like, this is instant coffee that tastes like coffee they have in Italy. And it was like, it didn't taste like
It did not. It tasted like coffee that came in a tin.
Yes. But it was like, oh, we're having Folger's international coffees tonight. Cafe au France. And it's like, I don't think that's for real.
All right, so I don't think we made it to end of the day. I think everybody.
Did you start the stream?
Yes.
Oh.
Stream has been started now for 6 minutes and 13 seconds.
Oh, they got to hear that Cafe International.
They did. They now know, and I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna now get a stern lecture from whatever company bought their assets. If only they were watching this content. I'll tell you what, if I got that, if they were watching this content, I would be so proud.
I also want to add that people are going to be like, that random thing about International House of Coffee, is that guy really a gnome, or is that? So yeah, I had met with the temple because of my dream, and then I bumped into my cohort there, and we were distributing food to the poor. But I believe we were waiting on a truck, and it needed not a truck, a cart, and it needed unloading. And
yeah, second shipment of food was supposed to be on its way at some point in the near future, but they did not know exactly when.
Yes, and that's I believe that's as far as my day got.
Okay.
So
you guys all get a bottle message from Harcourt.
Oh.
Harcourt's bottle message informs all of you that he's going to be unavailable for a little while.
Is he okay?
He informs you all that he's doing fine. He's presently dealing with some issues that have to do with more Zoe-related stuff.
Has he taken a lover?
Who knows?
You'll know because Harcourt will say he's going to practice and spar. Oh, man.
All right, so when we left off there then, that would mean that you guys were still doing the unloading stuff. The next cart actually arrives a few hours later. Actually, quite a number of hours later, and things have started to get a little bit out of hand. The new people that are arriving in the unaligned territory, many of them are not really on good terms with each other. They're all kind of blaming each other for why they're in the circumstance that they're in. And there's a bit of like fighting, as you know, food is minimal, and some people are trying to get little bits of food from other people. And you've been managing to kind of keep things under control until but as the cart finally arrives, like things finally start to settle back down. The cart pulls up though, and can I have you two give me a perception?
Sure.
Yes.
How's your perception, Barty?
Hold on. No, that computer went to sleep, so I have to reinvigorate it.
Oh, so I think I mentioned this for the other game, but I did not mention it for this game. The way we are dealing with checks where multiple people are doing the check. When you roll the check, whoever rolls the highest is the roll that will take, and if any other rolls will assist, those rolls will assist. So, for example, here, there is no primary and there is no second. There is no, like, one person chooses who's rolling the primary roll, and then the other person is rolling the assist. Everybody is rolling their rolls, and anybody that can assist will. But there is obviously a limitation on how much assistance can happen based on what the specific thing is. So, in this case, Meg's roll would be the roll we go off of. It would not be like Pax making the roll and then Meg doing an aid.
Okay.
So you'd end up with a lower roll than what, you know, both of you would have. So in this case, you are able to notice that the cart actually seems to have a large number of scrapes and scratches on it. There is some like damage to one of the wheels. It's like not moving properly.
Oh no.
And the driver of the cart seems to have like a lot of blood kind of dripping down his arms and his chest. And much of the food as it pulls up seems to be missing from the cart.
We should go up and
yeah,
see if
we
he's
should go
okay.
talk to the driver and see if he's okay and see what happened.
He looks up as you like move up to him. Oh.
What's going on? Are you all right? Can we help you?
I don't think so. Is there a cleric here?
Why, yes, there is. I will be glad to help you with the touch of Shashat. What ails you, my brother?
And he like lifts up his shirt a bit and he shows this like deep cut in his side.
Ooh. Ugh.
Come on, Claire, keep it together.
I got jumped. I thought the guards would keep things mostly safe. There was quite a bit of food on the truck, on the cart, but one of them got to me, and I had to pull away as quick as I could, but some of it was on the cart fell. I don't know how much I lost.
Who was it? Was it who attacked you?
And he passes out.
All right, I'm gonna do a cure light.
Okay. Okay, so you heal him for 7. So you know, by the way, Charles, I don't remember if I said this or not, but the number in the top right is if you were using it as an attack. So that would be what you rolled to attack, and then the damage is what your heal is, and it should be automatically tabulating your level.
Okay.
How can you use Cure Light Wounds as an attack?
If you're fighting undead, positive energy injures them. So you would make an attack roll against them to hit them with it. Some other creatures are also damaged by positive energy.
Should I also cure as well, or how?
Hold on a sec. So Charles, you hit him with the positive energy, and nothing happens.
Ooh, shit. Okay, I'm gonna do a heal check to see if I can kind of diagnose what's going on.
Okay.
I know it's kind of reachy, but that's all I got.
No, it's fine. Nice. That heal is enough that you look at it and you notice that like the tissue seems to be dying at a much more rapid rate than you've seen. Like normally somebody who gets stabbed, their body would at least have some like level of proper clotting, and it would have some like level of, you know, the blood that's flowing would be moving and trying to do some method of repair. In this case, it looks as if like the skin is like starting to die and decompose. And the blood that's running isn't like, it's not pouring out like it is a fresh wound. It almost looks like it's a wound that's been there for like days and untreated. Give me a knowledge religion. Or a knowledge of the planes.
All right. I think I got knowledge religion. I spent all those damn points on.
Pretty sure so.
Yeah, it's at
Oh, wow. Most excellent. This is most assuredly the work of... Give me a sec, because I was not remembering what the race of this was.
Wow, 29. That's the best roll I'm going to get all game.
It's a good roll.
Going to be my crowning achievement. I really got that knowledge religion roll. I'm fucking telling you.
Right. No, here we go. So this is some form of infernal wounding.
Ooh, yuck.
What does that mean?
So normally when you're injured, like magic should be able to overcome any sort of like injury that you have that is relatively natural. An infernal wound, however, is very hard to like naturally cure away, to heal away. It is actually a wound that has in and of itself like negative energy and magics that are a part of the injury that it's causing. And there is very clearly some level of like persistent bleed that is happening as well. So this man is basically ticking away. You did manage... Let me check one thing. You do notice that, like, after your heal check and after you're, like, applying pressure and trying to figure out what's going on, you have managed to stop the bleeding from occurring. Like, you managed to get in and you notice, like, a certain space and you kind of, like, pinch things off and then wrap the area up tight and keep good coverage over it. But... yeah, if you want to attempt to heal again, you can. But you did fail on your caster level check.
Okay. If I do this again, I don't want us going into any heavy combat. Shit.
Well, you could also have Whitney attempt it as well.
Yeah.
Why don't you? How's your cat? Why don't you try it out, my friend?
Yep.
And in this particular case, by the way, I'm using your attack roll as your caster level check, just FYI.
Okay.
So you should just... Go ahead.
I was expecting... I thought maybe at first it was going to be poison.
Why does your Cure Light not show the attack? That's so random. Can I get you, Whitney, since that didn't roll the attack roll on it, to click on your spells page, the button that says...
Hold on, let me reopen it up.
Okay. I don't know where it went, where it would be, actually.
Click what?
Well, go to your...
Yeah, I have Cure Light Wounds open.
No, go to configuration, I guess.
Okay.
And then... Can't click caster level there. Where would you make a caster level check here? Hang on, I'm going to control your sheet for a sec. Is annoying.
Zero respect for bards this sheet. That's what I'm saying.
Zero respect in general for this.
Still the best program they got going out there, I think.
That is the sad part, yeah. All right, let me hold on. Maybe I think this does it. Click on where it says Bard 3 on your spellcasting page. I think that does a cast level check. Yep. All right.
There we go.
Unfortunately, in this case, your healing still has no effect.
Damn.
Can we get him to some medical care?
I'm gonna take him inside the temple and see what they say at this point.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. Let me...
I'll help you bring him in.
Okay.
Here. They in their places? Yep. Okay. So,
then we get
you guys are, at the moment, you guys are not near the temple, so you guys would have to, we'd have to take him to the temple. There are a couple of other, like, clerics here that may be able to help as well, so some of them will make their own attempts to heal him.
Okay. I'll go. We got problems here. We got trouble. It's capital T that rhymes with P and it stands for Inferno.
And one of them comes up and tries a Cure Light and manages to...
Kill him.
Nope, does not manage to wake him up, though. Manages to heal him a little bit, but does not manage to get past the amount of health he is down. And the next one fails to heal and fails to heal.
Jeez.
So yeah,
this is a persistent effect.
Yep.
All right.
Each point of so from a 29, you'll know that each point of infernal wounding damage has to be healed via its own like cure spell. It has to be healed with positive energy, and it has to be healed with you like channeling that positive energy directly against the negative energy of the infernal energy. And it's not always successful when it's done that way.
Would my channeling alter anything at all?
Your channeling would still be positive energy, so you'd still have to make a caster level check.
Okay. Which would be worse. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it'd be about the
Alright.
same, so.
Be about the same.
Yeah.
Well, we can try a hospital if everybody thinks. If not, we can take them to the nearest temple. What does everybody think? What is the nearest temple? Yeah.
The nearest temple to where... Actually, all the temples are pretty equidistant from where you're at. So you
the
could...
damn temple district?
Yeah, basically in House Narenhawk, all the temples are most of the temples are very close to each other. The most distant temple would be the Temple of the Prime, which is in House Rurik. But any of the rest of the temples that exist are all basically in the same relative area in House Narenhawk.
And where's the closest medical facility?
So as far as medical facilities are concerned, there are some freelance clerics that exist, but many of them exist in a on payment structure and aren't necessarily willing to help out somebody without some form of compensation.
We got some dough. I mean, we could, if you want to do it, Whitney. If not, we're dragging him to. Go ahead.
I'm not really clear. So are there not hospitals?
No, there are not hospitals. So imagine a world where magic solves all those problems. Eventually, the idea of a traditional medical facility goes away, and instead you're left with a society where, clerics are the thing that you go visit when you're sick or when you're having some kind of medical problems.
Are there clerics we can access that have stronger powers than the clerics who have already been trialing?
Certainly, if you take them to a temple or to one of the freelance clerics, you'll be able to find somebody who may be more powerful than you guys are. At a temple, you'll be guaranteed to find somebody that's more powerful.
Let's go to the closest temple.
Do you want to visit one of these freelance guys, or do you want to go to a recognized temple? I'm open to either experience. I'm kind of intrigued by the freelance cleric thing, but I don't want to risk this NPC's life just to.
Yeah, I feel like it would be safer to go to the recognized temple.
Okay.
So we'll just go ahead, Steve.
No, so are you guys going to carry? How are you guys going to transport him? I mean, you're a gnome and a goblin.
His vehicle?
We're gonna put him on a. We're gonna create a litter. I mean, do you have Teamster or any of that kind of driving stuff?
I mean, are you asking Whitney?
Yeah.
Do you have ride
I mean,
or
we would need to,
profession?
Yeah, we would need to be able to drive a cart, right?
Yeah.
I'm correct.
Anyone can drive a cart to some degree, but it's going to delay the amount of time trying to get the cart to go where you want it to, and you're going to have to turn the cart around here, which isn't going to be easy.
It says that my total for ride is 6.
Okay, so you could use a ride check to help you out in this situation. Okay. So it will take you guys a while to get there. Well, basically all I'm looking for is how long does it take you to get the cart there, and do you botch and end up in an accident?
I was gonna call and see if there's anybody in the crowd that is an experienced wagon master or has some experience that I throw a couple silvers their way to drive the damn thing.
No, nobody has any skill in terms of using a cart.
Yeah, because they'd be out earning a fucking living.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
All right, so while you guys are doing that, let's jump over to Galfine. Galfine, thus far you've had a pretty solid block of training. Burian and his crew are quite impressed by the recent developments you've had. The bigger guy kind of makes his way over as you guys are kind of winding down. Hey, what's the deal with that peace-loving goblin you got with you? She for real? She doesn't fight? She doesn't think punching things is useful?
Yeah. Apparently.
I mean, does that work? Can you not punch things? Like, if somebody's, like, facing you down with the sword, right, and they want to cut off your head, can you just, like, say, hey, why do you want to do that? You know, I want to be your friend? Like, and that stops them from killing you? Has that worked?
It depended on... It seemed to have depended on who we were going up against. Some were more willing to talk, others had to be convinced to talk.
What do you mean by convinced? Yeah, you mean that, like, wiggle your hands and then all of a sudden they're convinced?
No, I mean...
Sorry, that's good.
Because I know about that witchcraft convincing. I don't want nobody in my head. She got powers to get in my head?
No.
I was starting to feel it.
I meant convincing as in show them where not to be messed with, and then they'll have to talk if they don't want to.
No, she's capable of making them feel afraid of you?
She's not the one who does that.
Oh.
But she's the one who handles the talking after.
I'd like to talk more about this. This seems like a very interesting way to solve problems.
Alright.
Burian is just like laughing hysterically off to the side about this conversation. You'll have to forgive him. A lot of what we're sent on, because we're very skilled in combat, is missions that don't tend to involve any sort of start to combat whatsoever. We simply go in and we are to eliminate what's there. It's a very dangerous thing most of the time, so I can understand why he pats him on the shoulder, would be a little bit confused by the idea of having a chat instead of throwing a few fists around.
You mean you just don't kill somebody you disagree with? How does that even work? That's so good.
I'll tell you what, my group would like to meet the rest of your group. How about if we have a bit of a job that we have to do over the next couple of days? We're going to be down in the tunnels for a little while in the Goblin territory. So how about if when we come back up, say the 16th, your party and us sit down and have a little, like, lunch or dinner or something like that. Some kind of meal. It'll be over at Teddy's, and we'll cover the tab.
I can suggest that to the group. See if they're up for it.
Excellent. Okay. In the meantime, we should probably get going. Everybody in good working order. Everybody nods. Excellent. And they head off. So what do you want to do from here?
Do I know where anyone else is currently?
I thought I had told you that I was gonna go help Meg.
Yeah, Pax talked about going to help Meg, and Harcourt went off on his own whatever thing, and Zug didn't really say what he was going to do, so...
Typical.
Yeah, I did. I said, looking for locks. Or looking for...
looking for stuff for your house, yeah. But I thought you'd given everybody else a different thing that you were going to do, and then you were going out to get locks. So you were going out shopping. Well, I don't remember exactly what you said, but I thought you did something to, like, not let them know you were getting a lock, per se.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said.
Yeah, I don't remember entirely either.
I just remember what I was planning to do. So.
Yep. Okay. But yeah, you know he went out to do something else. So.
I gotta ask, do they have the other kind of locks?
You mean the kind that you eat?
Yeah.
You could probably find them, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't eat meat in real life, so, might as well have my character.
I thought you said Meg was also vegetarian.
I can't remember.
I think she was.
Yeah, I think she is too, actually.
I
Damn.
thought she
seemed to
said she'd
align
eat
with her
kitten jerky
religious
if
beliefs.
offered.
I
No.
believe I said I was vegetarian except for kitten jerky.
No,
Yeah, that sounds about right.
that sounds very wrong.
All right. So what is Galfine gonna be doing?
She's probably going to go down and see if they need help.
Okay. So, actually, you'll probably arrive right as they're getting ready to like ride off on the cart. You see the two of them like getting up in a cart, and they're like, or you see the two of them on a cart, and they're like trying to maneuver this cart in this very small area, and it's kind of like watching somebody who's like never driven try to parallel park for the first time in their life. They are not able to maneuver this cart. It's much harder than like driving a car because getting the horses to do what you want them to do already can sometimes be a struggle. And they definitely look like they have no formal training on how to like command the horses properly. So like sometimes it backs up when they're trying to get it to go forward. Other times it like turns when they're trying to get it to go straight.
Hey, Galfine, do you know how to drive this thing?
Where do I put the key?
Can you help? We're trying to. There's a guy. He's really injured. We're trying to get him to the local temple.
Well, I don't exactly know how to drive a cart.
Oh,
She might have another set of skills.
can you just carry him?
I technically can.
I wonder if it'll be faster if you just carry him and try to deal with all these
Do
damn
you have
horses.
handle animal or ride Michelle? To differentiate between the player character and the person. Does your character have handle animal or ride?
I don't have ranks in either of them.
Well, we had big plans to never have to deal with any animals, huh?
Yep.
Fair enough.
Oh, I got tons of animal training. I'm not there though.
Yeah,
I
you're not
needed
around.
it for my kitten jerky.
I don't think you do actually have animal training. Hold on.
Legit though, I was planning to put a rank in animal training and a rank in profession cooking next level. I'm not even joking. I was planning on doing that.
You're not gonna waste your points on that.
Oh, I don't think you. I was just gonna say, I've definitely wasted skill points on a bit.
Yeah.
I was 100% thinking about doing that earlier today.
All right. So, Galfine, are you gonna carry, or are you guys gonna try to move the horses?
I think I'm just gonna carry.
Okay. So you will help them carry this poor cart driver off to the temple. Any temple in particular you're carrying them to?
Is there a god that is? 'Cause I'm totally blanking. Is there a god that's all about the healing?
If you were gonna do that, your best bet would either be the Prime or Anher. But the Prime is gonna be back in Rurik territory, and Michelle is not allowed in Rurik or Galfine is not allowed in Rurik territory.
Can we
Michelle,
go?
There
If
it
I
is.
was, I wouldn't want to go there.
Let's go to the other one then. On her.
Okay. All right, so you guys will get there shortly. I'm gonna jump over to Tom, who is looking into new locks.
Yep.
Because you did not yet purchase it, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Last session, I said I was gonna do it,
Okay.
and then we had to end before we got to it.
So what method are you gonna go about looking for somebody? Do you want to head over to the library and use?
Yeah, I was gonna. Yep. Imagine that. Yep.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me the Knowledge Arcana or Spellcraft. Okay. Excellent. So you do a bunch of searching around. After some time, you find that there are... So the first question is, do you want it to be somebody from unaligned territory, or do you want to look particularly at somebody from a specific house? Or are you just kind of generally browsing?
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of kind of like generally looking.
Okay, so from a general browsing search, you're gonna find one person from House Zoe, one person from House Blade, and one person from the unaligned territory that are pretty much like the best of what you can find there in terms of what they offer. And all their pricing seems to be about the same for different tiers of stuff. But all of their pricing is also like, it's not set in stone pricing. They say like a high-end lock could be in the hundreds of gold. They say like an average lock is somewhere around like, 10 to 50 gold. They talk about some basic level locks as well if you've got like simple stuff you just want to, keep shut in. But then they actually talk about how if you want to do that, and they refer to some other vendors for like regular lock stuff. All people again from either Zoe, Blade, or the unaligned stuff. These guys seem to more specialize in medium to high end locks.
All right, can I like knowledge local to find their like reputations or?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a knowledge local. That is a good way to do that. Oh, excellent. So yeah, you remember some stuff that you know from discussions people have had, some experiences you've had in situations where you've encountered different places that are locked up, as well as some stuff you can find on the Maginet. People posting comments about performance, whatnot, and ultimately you end up discovering that House Blade. Well, the guy from House Blade tends to produce a higher quality lock. There are a lot of questions about his willingness to keep your lock a secret. If you're doing something where there's some significant amount of money involved. There's a lot of people complaining, the lock didn't seem to hold up, but the lock held up, but somehow they still managed to get in. The lock was in great condition. And you're getting this, by the way, because you rolled so high in the knowledge local, just FYI. You would not be finding, you realize that, you're on some pretty interesting places finding out this information. You know that the guy from House Zoe does a pretty, stand-up job. He backs his work. He doesn't discuss anything about your stuff. And he writes you a receipt, and the receipt just lists the information. And if you need a dollar amount because you're writing it off for your business, he'll write down a dollar amount, but otherwise he'll just write it. He'll write your receipt with no dollar amount, and the records that he has on hand, he writes it down with a letter and a number instead. And the guy in the unaligned territory does a very good job on a lock, but his locks aren't quite as good as Zoe or Blade locks. But they are still quite good locks. But he does charge a little less than the other two do as well. The last option that you do find is you could always have somebody do some sort of magic locking mechanism, but you're into the thousands of gold for that kind of thing. So right now that's kind of outside of your price range.
Yeah, So I guess, the Zoe one sounds the best then.
Okay. So you can... There's a couple of ways that you can reach out to him. He does not take requests over the Maginet. So you can either head over to his place directly, or he will accept a bottle message, and his bottle message ID is listed there. So you can bottle him as well.
Yep, bottle message.
Okay. You send him a bottle message, and he sends you back this lengthy questionnaire of things that he wants you to answer. Most of them stuff about yourself, who you are, where you're currently staying. He asks about what you do for a living. It's a very detailed questionnaire. You want to give me I'll give you a knowledge law on this one, just to kind of look it over and make sure there's nothing here that could be problematic for you. Jesus, your rolls are on fire tonight.
They needed to be after that last D&D session I played, or Pathfinder session.
Yeah. You go over this really well, and you realize a lot of what he's asking here is, one, to make sure that you're worth his time, that he's not going to just come out there and find out that you're some guy who can't pay 20 gold, but wants to buy a $300 lock. But then also there's a bit of implied liability here. he's selling you a lock and hit the reliability of that lock. So he wants to know that also it's going to be worth his time to talk to you about his like lock options based on what you're going to be securing, because otherwise, like, there's no point in having the conversation either, because you're going to want something that isn't the right solution. So you get the idea that this guy is like more so a craftsman oriented kind of person than just somebody looking to sell a lock.
All right, cool.
And he'll work out meeting up with you later on in the day, and he'll bring along a couple of lock samples, but he does inform you that like he can't install it same day. He custom makes the lock for each individual, and they have their own like key patterns. So the lock that you get will not be anywhere near similar to the lock that somebody else gets in terms of like the method at which you unlock the door.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll jump back to you when he arrives. I'm going to jump over to them at the clerics. All right. Whoa, that is a lot of conversation in the Discord. Is that all just Charles?
Yeah, it's not anything really game related. It's
all right.
just
Yog Orc is entirely.
I don't know. I
related.
couldn't type it. I couldn't remember how to spell yogurt at that moment.
All right.
Gogurt is a bastard food. Anyway.
So, you guys arrive at the Temple of Anhur. Switch music tracks here.
Dun, 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 dun.
I have very specific temple music. All right. As you guys arrive, the first thing you notice when you arrive at the Temple of Anhur is that everyone here is armor clad as it looks like they could possibly carry. So there are two people that stand outside of the front, each of them clad in full plate, holding a large steel shield and a long sword in their hand. And they nod as you arrive. But they also look like they're like almost frozen in the pose they're currently in.
Huh.
Let's try and bring him inside.
I think we should probably tell them why we're here, just so they don't. Greetings, friends. Our car driver was attacked while attempting to give aid to the poor. He seems to have suffered some wounds of an infernal nature. We were hoping to see a skilled healer. And then, if you and I guess we'll go out and start bringing the guy in.
They soft nod at you.
Okay. We're bringing our victim in.
All right.
Not our victim. We didn't do it.
As you head in, most of the people in here are either in some form of breastplate or chainmail or chain shirt. They all have, at the very least, shields across their back. And they walk up to you, seeing the man that you're carrying, Galfine. What is this? What do you bring us?
This gentleman here was attacked by by infernal magic. He was providing aid to the poor, and we were looking to see what could be done to save his life.
Infernal magic, you're certain?
When I did the check with my healing skills, and it reeked of the infernalness, for lack of a better term.
Please bring him this way to one of our beds.
All right.
He leads you over to an area. They have a number of beds lined up, and they have you, Galfine, lay him down on the bed. The cleric reaches over, touches a small pillar that on it has there's something on top of it. When the words come to me, I'll express what they are. But he touches the pillar, and then he reaches his hand up, says a few words into the air for a moment, and then lowers his hand down on the chest of the man, Charles, give me a linguistics here.
Ooh, nice. I'm so excited that I get to use that skill that I have devoted so many points to.
Okay.
Come on, computer. I didn't roll it yet. There we go.
Yeah, Zug rolled a scorching ray.
Yeah, that was me. Sorry.
All right, so on a 25, you would recognize this language as Celestial. You have not yet picked up Celestial, but you have enough of the languages that give you a good enough amount of reference to infer that he is casting a very, very powerful heal spell.
I'm going to step back and watch the craftsmanship at work.
He reaches down and rests a hand on the person. The energy flows from his fingertips, and you can see that the pillar behind him starts to glow with the same energy.
Oh, snap.
And after a moment, like, he snaps his hand away, and his eyes glow a soft, like, orangish tint, or with a soft orangish color. And he seems to sort of freeze in place for a moment.
Oh, wow.
After about a minute, you can see blood start to pour down his side, in about the same area that the driver's wound was in, as the driver's wound starts to close up. And then the pillar starts to glow bright orange as the man's eyes start to revert back to normal, and the wound and the blood start to slowly disappear from his side.
I'm suitably impressed. I will be glad to donate a platinum piece to this temple. Is that the appropriate manumission?
Yeah,
I believe it's a manumission for this.
Based on what we've discovered here, a donation is not required.
Oh, well, that's out of character. That's pretty intense.
What does that mean?
Our thoughts have been confirmed.
Your
What does
thoughts
that
have
mean?
been yeah, it's just your thoughts have been confirmed.
We're not at liberty at the moment to discuss the issues that pertain to the security of the city. We can only inform you that this man has been healed, and we will release him in the coming days. In the meantime, we appreciate your assistance in bringing this man to us, and we hope you have a safe and productive day, and may the light follow you in all you do.
We just got a military version of Buzz Off.
Yeah. So I guess we'll probably have to come back and try and talk to him maybe in a few days once he's healed to see if we can get any more information about what happened.
He's free to go, right? As he
We're keeping him.
You're free to go. He will remain
Right.
here for a few days while we monitor his condition.
Right, so we'll need to see him once he's out to talk to him.
You will be able to, if you know where he'll be.
Where are you going to release him to?
Yeah, I don't remember his name.
He will be released to himself as he is an able-bodied adult. Are we finished with questions here, please? We have much to attend to.
Yes, thank you for your time. We will
I could ask
depart
more
this place.
questions. You got time?
We do
I got
not
time.
have time.
They don't have time.
Okay.
I don't want to cause any derision. I'm just gonna, bow slightly, not being sarcastic, and kind of get the heck out of Dodge. I'll wait for my compatriots. I'll signal to Galfine, kind of like let's head out.
Okay.
If you want to.
I'm going to pause because I need water.
No, we'll pause here for a couple of moments. So, that'll work. We'll be back in about 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go get some KJ.